Lesbian feminism. Lesbian feminism is a section within feminism which seeks to legitimize same sex relationship among women. Lesbian feminism is a section within feminism which seeks to make same sex relationship among women lawful. To get legal approval to the same sex relationship among women. It was influenced by radical feminism, sexual revolution, and gay rights movement during the second wave feminism. They find lesbians twice discriminated against by the sexes, first as women and then as lesbians. So they think that they are twice discriminated. First as women. As women they are discriminated, and also as lesbians they are discriminated. They challenge the perception of heterosexuality as normative and argue that it is the locus of male domination over female sexuality. They challenge the view that heterosexuality is normal and homosexuality is a deviation. So they argue that heterosexuality is the main reason for male domination over female sexuality. Lesbian feminism traces the same sex relationships in every documented culture. So they argue that same sex relationship can be perceived in all documented culture. In every culture, it is there. Lesbian feminism as well as lesbian culture became a strong current in the post war US cities. It was energized and empowered by the women's liberation movement, New Left, and many other movements of 1950s and 60s. Consequently, they worked to assert lesbian pride and also to bring homosexuality into the norm by challenging the assumption that it's a deviation. So they try to make homosexuality something normal. They challenge the assumption that homosexuality is a deviation. This movement was empowered by the women's liberation movement, New Left, and many other movements of 1950s and 60s. They held that lesbian sexuality ascribed to sexual independence of women and that it contributes to gender equality. Lesbian feminists are of the view that it will bring about sexual independence. Lesbian sexuality will bring about sexual independence and it contributes to gender equality. So, the first lesbian organization in the US and possibly in the world was Daughters of Bilitis, founded by Phyllis Leon and Del Martin. Mary Daly, Adrian Rich, Audre Lorde, and Gail Rubin are some of the theorists who contributed to lesbian feminism as an academic area. Towards the end of the last century, lesbian ideals were shared by a large group of sexual minorities and received wider recognition as it merged with broader movements of LGBTQ. Lesbian feminists attack homophobia, so the fear of homosexuality, and the obsession with the heterosexual norm of the feminists and feminist literary critics. So they challenge the view that heterosexuality is something normal, which is shared even by mainstream feminists. A substantial section of feminists criticized lesbian feminism, charging that it created a chasm in the feminist movements. So, a substantial, a substantial section of feminists criticize lesbian feminism, charging that it created split in the feminist movement and that they ignored the issues like racism and patriarchal oppressions and estranged larger sections of women by their violent campaigns. So, the one main criticism against the lesbian feminists is that their violent campaigns kept larger sections of women away from feminist movements.